What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we are going through the higher time frames. I'm going to explain here with a little bit of detail how it is likely that we are going to see some bearish more weeks and months. We are zooming in here on the lower time frames on the daily. I'm going to explain with Elliot wave theory here how it is likely that we are going to create a lower high at some point here, and that we're not going to break the yearly high at 31,800. I'm going to explain in detail how it is likely that we will be turning around soon and going to the 24,800 range. Of course, we don't really know if that is going to happen. We might blast through this level because there's going to be a white swan event. We are traders and we do take a look in detail those levels so we can have those great trading opportunities. In this episode, I'm going to explain why we got this huge massive bounce from 27,100, this huge rejection from 28,200, and also what are the next levels that I need to pay attention for my next trading opportunities, guys. So make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Let's dive in. I got a special one for you. There are some really interesting levels that I want you to be paying close attention to, guys. Before we go through the higher time frame here on Bitcoin, I want to let you know that there is 29 days to claim this bonus here on Mexi. I am starting to use Mexi. I absolutely love it. They have extremely low fees. They have to have the lowest fees from the rest of the cryptocurrency exchanges out there, guys. Check it out. There is an insane bonus that they've done specially for Bitcoinsensus, guys. The link is down below in the description. If you want to transition to Mexi, guys, you have a link down below with an insane bonus. I am testing it out. It is working very well. The fees are extremely low, guys. I absolutely love this platform right now. I'm loving it. For the last week that I've been using it, you have a great bonus down below for Mexi here, as you can see in the link in the description. Let's dive in here right away, guys. Now, what I want to explain here is how likely it is that we are going to see those corrective moves in the next coming weeks and months, guys. Now, you might say, no, I'm really bullish. Bitcoin's going to 50K because of the, spot Bitcoin ETF. Or you're really bearish and you think that Bitcoin's going to go to 9K, guys. Come on, let's stay a little bit realistic in the range, guys. Really, anything can happen. But let's just take a look at how Bitcoin has been performing the last cycles. We have been mirroring the last cycle, guys. I heard a lot of people saying the 4-year cycle, it doesn't work. We are not repeating the last cycle. Forget about it. We have been repeating every single move from the last cycle, guys. From high to high, it's been 4 years. There is a few weeks of difference, okay? So it's not exactly 4 years, all right, on the date. There is a few weeks of difference, but overall, it's been pretty impressive how this 1 year corrective move back in 2018 was exactly 1 year. It was 12 months, guys. There's a week of difference, of course, with the current one, but this one also was from November of 2021 to November of 2022. This is exactly 1 year, guys. Very similar timing from previous cycle. This rally that we've had since July till July of 2023, okay, just a few months ago, topping out at that $31,800 range. We also had that rally topping out here in between June and July, okay, back in 2019. The same timing, about 7 months from bottom to top. It's been doing the same thing. So if we do analyze the situation, if we are going to continue to repeat the previous cycle as we have been doing, guys, don't leave in the comment section that we're not repeating previous cycle, because you can see it right here. It's the same timing of the bearish momentum, 1 year and 7 months of uptrend. Now, don't say it is not the same. It's been doing exactly the same movements with the timing, okay? So don't be one of those guys in the comment, history doesn't repeat. It's been repeating, till now, okay? So you just look at the timing of the corrective move and the impulsive moves here from the previous cycle. So if we were to continue repeating like the previous cycle, we can see the timing here from the top round about July-ish all the way down to March, okay? Of course, this was a black swan event, but we could actually include the timing, all right? We could assume that it's going to be bearish till March of 2024, which is just round about 1 or 2 months before the Bitcoin halving. Now, there is a possibility that the price of Bitcoin could have bottomed out here around about December of 2019. It was having a really nice rally here, and it was kind of breaking a bullish flag here, as you can see on the chart. Then, of course, we had the Black Swan event that absolutely collapsed all of the markets worldwide, guys, obviously including Bitcoin. So we had that major collapse. We cannot include that on this chart, of course, because that was a Black Swan event. We don't really know if there is going to be one, okay? Maybe at the end of the year or 2024, 2025. These are unpredictable movements on the chart. However, we very much understand with technical analysis that we should be having this bearish, sideways, even corrective momentum, right, for the next coming weeks and months. So in between December and March of 2024, I believe so, that is what we're going to see here in the chart. We are going to see those corrective moves, potentially retracing down to around about $18,000. $18,000 is the 7/8 Fibonacci from the pivot low right over here to the pivot high. So if this were to be the bear market low, right, this obviously is a one wave right there, this being a second wave and this being a third wave. I believe so that this could definitely be the first wave, and we are entering this second corrective wave that is going to last another couple of months, I would say easily, at least till around about December of this year. So that is my point of view here. It is just very likely to continue the bearishness. Of course, Bitcoin has been pumping quite nicely the last few weeks. So your question is, hey, are we going to create a new yearly high? Well, going with Elliot wave theory, we know that when there is a powerful trend, you have impulsive moves, okay? And they are very powerful. They move in 5 waves, okay, on average. There are several ways in counting this, of course. From the ultimate bottom here, you could count this as a 1 wave, this a 2 wave, this a 3rd wave, 4th and 5th. The reason why I got this one as a 1st wave is because I believe so that this is a ABC flat corrective move, because on this corrective move, it is very choppy. We do not see a clear ABC, and it's just very, very impulsive to the downside. So I assume that this would be the first one, this being an A, a B, and a C right there. So for the moment, this looks like, you know, this is what I think is the most likely here looking at these counts, right? The 5th wave being a very poor wave here to the upside, creating that double top. That is what makes more sense. Of course, there is another count. We're not going to talk about that one. I think this is the one that I am sticking with, the most probable one, where we are inside of this ABC corrective wave, okay? I think this is pretty clear. So yes, we can go to $29,000, even to $30,000, all right, in the next coming days, potentially by next week or the next 2 weeks, all right? So if this were to happen, I am only interested in looking for some potential shorting opportunities, because I do believe so that we'll be testing beneath 24,800, giving the possibility even going all the way down to $18,000. That would be my extreme bearish case scenario here for the weeks ahead. So yes, we could pump here for the next week or so still, all right? I'm going to explain that situation here in the lower time frames. So looking at the lower time frames, what is happening here? Like I said, inside of this A wave, we have been going through this here on other streams. If we do take a look here at the moves to the downside, it does look like that we've formed here 5 waves to the downside, okay? This being 1 right there, 2 here being the highest peak, as you can see, this being 4, and obviously on the spot exchanges, we did not create this low. It actually had a low round about the $25,000 range, and then we had this 4th wave, not overlapping the 1st wave, and here we had the next drop right there, creating the 5th wave. So obviously, if you do take a look at the futures exchange, such as this one here on Bybit, then obviously this would not make sense, as you can see here on the chart. But on the spot exchanges, where we can apply that technical analysis, it means that this has been a 5-wave structure here to the downside, meaning that this is a 3-way structure up. Now, what we need to understand is, has this finished? Has this ABC corrective wave finished from this point? We have 1 wave right there being the A, 2 here being the B, having 3 waves to the downside, as you can see, 1, 2, and 3 right there. And now we are in the C wave. However, is the C wave finished? Are we going to create another high to $28,500, even $29,000 range in the next coming days? I'm going to say it's definitely a possibility. There is something disturbing about this movement here to the upside. A C corrective wave needs to have 5 waves, okay, if it is in a zigzag. And as you can see right over here, it is in a zigzag, and we've had these very choppy impulsive moves here. There's been very choppy price action. The only way I can count this here on a 5-wave structure is this being a 1 wave right there, this being a 2, this being a 3, and this being a 4. We have a very complex situation here with the news event on Friday having this massive volatility, but overall I still think that this hasn't overlapped. You can see it as kind of slightly touched here, the first wave, which is acceptable. You can't really overlap it by much, but you can kind of tap it. That is definitely acceptable here on Elliott wave theory. So the question is, are we going to create that 5th wave here in the next coming days, breaking above the 3rd wave, potentially going all the way up to 29,200 range or even slightly higher? I'm going to say it's definitely a possibility. This would still be inside of that 3-wave structure right over here. I am not going to be interested, guys, in being extremely bullish as we break here the high from the 2nd of October. I will personally be very careful and looking for shorts very, very nicely here in detail on what level I'm going to be paying close attention, guys, because all of this zone right over here in between 28,600 and 29,200 range is going to be a zone where I'm looking for that rejection, exhaustion. Your question now, how can I do this? What are the levels that you're looking at? What exact price action are you looking for, Andy, to take that next trading opportunity? Well, obviously, this trade scenario is likely going to be traded on MEXC, guys. I am using MEXC right now to do a little bit of more scalping because of the fees. I do get stopped out at break even many times because I'm very defensive. I have very good risk management. And on MEXC, guys, the fees are so low. It is incredible. I absolutely love this platform right now for my scalping. Of course, I will still continue to be using Bybit, guys. You still have a great bonus on Bybit as well down below in the description. I'll be doing a little bit more swing trading on Bybit and a little bit more scalping here and day trading on MEXC because of the fees. You can go a little bit more aggressive. $20,000, guys, just for the Bitcoinsensus team here. If you sign up with the link down below, you got Bybit and you also have MEXC here down below, the new exchange that I'm starting to use right now, which I absolutely love. Let's go dive in right away here, guys, here with this scenario. So what I'm looking for here, potentially another wave here to the upside. So yes, I do think that we can hit 28,600, which was the high of the 2nd of October. Now the question is, how are we going to hit that high, guys? This is the moment we need to be ready because that level over there is going to be crucial. Let me just give you that quick explanation on what happened, okay? The last few days here in between Friday and Saturday, where we did have a massive drop here, bounce from this level and rejected from this other one. Let's go to the lower time frames on the 15 minutes. We had a naked point of control, a sweep up of these lows right over here, creating that swing failure pattern, bouncing from that naked point of control from the price action of the 1st of October. When we do take a look at the session volume profile, we had a high volume node at $27,117. Getting that massive reaction, massive bounce, swing failure pattern from the lows of the 3rd of October. Big bounce. It was actually a relatively good, easy, long position. However, you need to stay focused on the chart, ready for that level, ready for that volatility to absolutely snipe a trade. And of course, this massive pump, we were very much aware in the Legends community that if we were to get above this high of $27,800, we were likely going to claim this high over here. This was also explained on a live stream also a few days ago. If we were to get above this level, obviously I'm looking for this high to be taken. And as you can see, it was taken. It was rejected from another naked point of control. This is the price action from the 2nd of October, guys. When we do take a look at that session volume profile, we have that high volume node at that level, as you can see, getting that rejection, creating another swing failure pattern. So it's the range high, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. These SFPs are absolutely golden. SFP of the low of the range, SFP of the high of the range. You can see bang, bang. So obviously long and short from these zones. What is the next scenario? Let's dive in, guys. This high over here, pay attention. This is one of the most crucial highs that we need to pay attention, guys, because If we do hit that high and reject from it, we could definitely get into a short position. We love this. We actually shorted as well as we claimed this high right over here. Failed auction, as you can see on the chart. We were actually hitting some other resistance levels. It was actually a naked point of control from the price action of the 17th of August here. But you can see that failed auction right there. Bang, big corrective move. How high, how powerful is this breakout going to be, guys? We need to be paying attention to this level to see if it's going to break above it or fail miserably, all right? So if we do get that rejection, we need to be ready for that level to take a huge, massive short, because this can be that short that can take us here in the next coming days and weeks all the way down to that $24,800. You want to be in that short. So pay attention to that high, guys. If we do hit it in the coming days, if we reject, we're getting into the rejection, guys. Super important level. This might not be hit next week. It might be hit in 2 weeks. It might even not be hit and start correcting from this zone. So if that were to happen, guys, all right, if that were to happen, then obviously we want to get into that short. Now, let me explain the other levels, okay? There is massive levels if we were to get an explosive breakout, just in case we need a plan B, right? What happens if we do not create a failed auction SFP from this high? What are the next levels? We need to have a plan B, right? We always have different plans if we smash through some levels in the legends. We always have a plan here. We have a trading plan here. We have a trading plan here. So we're ready for the next plan, okay? So if we were to smash that level, the weekly and daily level that we have here in between 29,280 and 29,400 is a very interesting zone. We do have the value area low from this trading zone right over here. We just need to be ready, guys. I said this the other day. We need to be very ready, because once that happens, then that is it, right? I can't, say, come up on a chart and say, come up on a video and say, hey, it happened, right? We talked about this many times during the last few days. So we need to be very ready for those levels, okay? We could get rejected from that zone. And something very curious is if we do take a look at Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low, right over here to this low, guys. Remember, this wick here was not created on the spot exchanges. That 61865 Fibonacci is also above $29,000. So I would expect that zone here to have an insane reaction. The weekly value area low of this trading zone, we have the 618. So much confluence at that zone. That could be the topping range of this A, B, and then the C structure, guys. That could give us that great swing short position here for the next coming weeks. That is my point of view. There are the levels here. I'm looking for the highs here of the 2nd of October, 28,500. If we smash through that zone, 29,200 range, give or take a few $100 up and down. We're going to have to check that volatility and take those smart decisions with great risk management. Lower time frames. Hey, Andy, what if we do not get that next leg up? What if we do start correcting aggressively? What are the zones that you're taking a look at? There is really not big major long opportunities in my opinion. We did get a great long-in opportunity was mentioned today in the Legends community, guys, which is basically claiming that daily level here that was resistance, claiming this last higher low during the weekend. We got one swing failure right there, and then we got another aggressive one, obviously giving us that valid entry as well for this pretty decent pump here on the price of Bitcoin. Very much mentioned in the Legends community, guys. Remember, the Legends community is where we do talk about day trading setups, okay? Every single day. This is where I provide my technical analysis videos every single day, guys. This is to take a look at the ranges and talk about the setups that we have. Here, obviously, on YouTube, we talk about higher time frame zones, all right? Because I don't have time to update. Now, levels that I'm interested for buying opportunity. I am really not interested. There was obviously a good one right over here. But right now, I would not be that interested unless we come down to the $27,400. Now, this is a new, fresh daily level. I do see a possibility of a reaction. I think we don't have much more support. If we start losing this zone, of course, I will be paying attention to that zone to see what happens. But like I say, we don't have the 618 Fibonacci in confluence with the daily. You can see 618 is slightly above that daily level. Or depending on how we fall here, how much volume, how aggressive this drop is going to be, there is basically not much, guys. When we have a low right there and a huge, massive price action here to the upside, not giving us much levels in between this zone, I think we can come as fast here to the downside. So I'll be very skeptical, very cautious in trying to long here the 618 Fibonacci or this daily. I would have to see some magic price action, which would be basically a kind of a double bottom scenario here at this range on the lower time frames, a kind of an internal SFP double bottom to get into a long position here at this daily or at the 618, guys. I'm really not interested in any long positions unless we have some magic price action, because there is a huge, massive move here that has left hardly any support. So I do believe so, depending on the volume and how aggressive we can drop here, we can come all the way back down to 27k, guys. Not much more to be said, guys. If you want those daily updates, there is the Legends community. There is the link down below in the description, Legends trading community, for those daily updates on Bitcoin and setups, guys. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.